Dana Gervais, ABC Columbia News at 11.
Take a look happening right now. Anti-Trump protesters are gathered on the State House grounds carrying signs trying to make their voices heard. Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Alicia Barnes. Again, these are anti-Trump protesters that are outside.
Right, live picture over the State House, about 100 people out there. I'm Ben Hoover. Let's go ahead and take another live look at the protesters tonight. It looks to be about 100 people. At one point, the protesters had moved from the State House and started to walk up Main Street, I should say. The protest was organized through a Facebook post. It started around 9 tonight, and it's expected to end at about 2 a.m. So far, the protest has been very peaceful, and there hasn't been any arrests or anything like that. And some we spoke with tonight say they came out to help those who might feel saddened and angry by the election results.
I want to come out here to show my support for those that feel scared in this time, to know that President Trump is a reality for them.
Protests similar to tonight's have broken out in at least 25 cities since Tuesday's election. At exactly 11 o'clock this morning, President Barack Obama laid a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, pausing to reflect on the sacrifices of American veterans. The president called American troops a unifying force after a divisive campaign.
As we search for ways to come together, to reconnect with one another, and with the principles that are more enduring than transitory politics, some of our best examples are the men and women we salute on Veterans Day.
And on this Veterans Day, America showed its appreciation to those who have given their service to our country.
On the heels of a historic presidential election, our Gabrielle Franklin spoke with several veterans who say they are divided on the results.
Hundreds line Laurel and Sumter Streets for the annual Veterans Day Parade in Columbia. As military members and state officials greet onlookers, veterans explain why events like these are important.
It's hard to put into words, but yeah, we need to be behind these people. Unless you've been in the service and been away from home, and some of them that have been in conflict and in battles and wars, they don't know what they go through, and a lot of them just being away from home. It's a big deal, and so we need to support them in every way we can.
Your veterans actually give up a lot to be vets. I mean, I've spent 4 years in the Navy, 2 years on inactive duty, and if I had to, I'd go back in today.
With the changing political and social environment in our country, we asked our veterans if they felt that our nation's next president would support them.
I think he'll support the military, and definitely want to see the situation, find a solution to the ISIS situation across overseas, but still a lot has to do with Congress and everything else. So at least he's standing up for the military and the vets.
I just have to wait and see. That's the way I put it, ma'am. Just have to wait and see how things gonna work out.
Regardless of how they feel about the election, many veterans agree that America has to work as a team, a skill that many of them say they learned while serving.
You had to work as a team, or you weren't successful at what you did, and had good crewmates. We worked together. It's just that spirit of being on a group that wants to do a good job and does a good job.
On Sumter Street, Gabrielle Franklin, ABC Columbia News.
This is the 38th year of the annual parade. Columbia officials say it is one of the largest Veterans Day celebrations across the Southeast.
Well, earlier today, the South Carolina's Fraternal Order of Police honored the lives of our state's fallen officers. A ceremony was held at the Law Enforcement Monument on the State House grounds today, and South Carolina Congressman Trey Gowdy served as the guest speaker.
It's interesting to me that we're doing this on Veterans Day because the parallels, just the nameless, faceless folks who are willing to serve and sacrifice others. And to me, it's just the bedrock of our republic, the respect for and adherence to and enforcement of the law.
9 of those died.
And the monument was dedicated in February of 2005.
Oh, this is a good one. A soldier returning home from active duty surprises his son, Alexander, right here in the Midlands at Camden Middle School. Major Corey Bryce returned home from overseas today, and what a triumphant return that was. He was deployed to Qatar last April. He also surprised his daughter up there at the high school in Camden. What an embrace that is.
Okay, let's take a look at the forecast, and starting with temperatures, it's relatively warm for this time of night. Still even 60 in Columbia, so, you know, light long sleeves will do it. But I'm going to tell you that this weekend we probably won't get much north of 60 during the day. It's going to be cold and blustery during the day tomorrow. Check this out. If you're raking leaves, they'll be blowing all over the place, because by afternoon, the gusts will be as high as about 30 miles an hour, especially out in the wide open. And the temperatures tomorrow afternoon, low 60s. So it's definitely a sweatshirt day. And if you're going out tomorrow night, it'll be very cold. In fact, tomorrow night will be the coldest so far this fall. All the details on that, plus a look at the Gamecocks and the Clemson forecast. That's coming up in just a bit.
All right, John, thanks. Just a few days after Donald Trump was named the next president, he has made two shocking announcements.
That's right, one on his transition team and the other on his key campaign platforms. Andy Rose has more.
President-elect Donald Trump has named his transition team and with it announced his first shakeup. Trump has now named Vice President-elect Mike Pence as the head of the team, not New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who had been leading the team for the last few months leading up to the election. Governor Christie released a statement saying, "I am proud to have run the pre-election phase of the transition team along with a thoroughly professional and dedicated team of people." Sources familiar with the process say intensifying scrutiny over Christie's role in the Bridgegate scandal, in which two of his former aides were convicted, led to Pence being chosen as transition head. Christie himself has denied wrongdoing over Bridgegate. Christie will serve as vice chairman, along with Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, Dr. Ben Carson, former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, and retired Army Lieutenant General Mike Flynn. The announcement comes as Trump sat down for an interview after meeting with President Obama and said he will look to keep certain aspects of Obamacare, a far cry from what he promised on the campaign trail.
Let me ask you about Obamacare, which you say you're going to repeal and replace. When you replace it, are you going to make sure that people with preconditions are still covered?
Yes, because it happens to be one of the strongest assets.
You're going to keep that?
Also, with the children living with their parents for an extended period, you're going
to keep
very
that?
much try and keep that. Adds cost, but it's very much something we're going to try and keep.
I'm Andy Rose reporting.
All right, here at home on the crime beat tonight, Columbia police say someone rammed a convenience store with an SUV trying to steal an ATM. Investigators say just after midnight on Wednesday, the suspect drove either a 90s model GMC Jimmy or a Chevy Blazer into the store on Farrow Road. Take a look there. If you know anything, please call the Columbia Police Department or Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC.
The mother of a accused serial killer in the upstate says her son is not a monster. In an interview with 48 Hours, Regina Tagg, Todd Colehep's mother, says her son is, quote, very misunderstood. She says her son killed 4 people at a motorsports store in Chesney in 2003 because they embarrassed him. Colehep has confessed to those deaths. He's also charged with kidnapping after a woman was found chained in a metal container on his property. After that, deputies found her boyfriend's body as well as the bodies of a missing couple buried nearby. Folks living near a wildfire burning in western North Carolina are told to evacuate tonight as that fire gets bigger.
The fire is now burning roughly 1,000 acres, and smoke is making its all the way to the Charlotte area. We're even seeing it here in the Columbia area. Amy Cowman has more.
It's unbelievable. I hope the wind don't pick up and carry it somewhere else now.
People living in the Lake Lure area stand in disbelief watching the Party Rock fire blaze up above after doubling in size since Thursday.
We're up to 1,914 acres right now with 15% containment. It continues to just grow and grow on us.
Which is why the North Carolina Forest Service started evacuations before it got worse.
Evacuated the village of Chimney Rock up into the Henderson County line today. That's because we've got some wind coming in from the north that's going to be pushing the fire down towards those areas.
Businesses in the area are feeling the impact during a peak tourist time.
Now that the town is shut down, obviously people have not been able to get in most of the afternoon, and unfortunately we haven't been able to do much business.
Now they're hoping it doesn't spread more, causing them to evacuate. The Forest Service says firefighters will work around the clock using manpower on the ground and tractors pushing away leaves and other debris to create containment lines.
We'll actually light a fire on the other side. That fire will meet the other fire, and so then there's no fuel to burn as well.
Amy Kalman, ABC Columbia News.
All right, here at home, coming up, everything from homemade pottery candles to glass work to even furniture. One of the most unique indoor arts and crafts festivals makes its way to the Midlands.
And 5 Points is celebrating its 100-year anniversary in a big old way. We'll explain.
Well, if you're out shopping this weekend, stop by one of the Salvation Army angel trees and get into the Christmas spirit. The angel trees are up at Columbiana Center and Columbia Place Mall. Now, on the trees, you'll find the names of Midland's children and some of the items that they want or just need this Christmas. The trees will be in place through December the 4th, and ABC Columbia is a proud sponsor of the angel trees.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. At least at the fairgrounds. Today, the annual Craftsman Classic opened up. I couldn't help myself with the song, by the way. It's going on in the Canty and Goodman buildings. The craft show features Southern artisans with work ranging from pottery and woodwork to ornaments and handmade jewelry.
It feels like coming home when we come to Columbia. We've heard from customers, people around Columbia, that when this event comes to town, they know the holiday season's coming up. So it's the kickoff to Christmas shopping and getting ready for Thanksgiving and the holidays.
If you'd like to go to the craft show, it's open Saturday and Sunday. Tickets are $8.
All right. Well, there's a new landmark in 5 Points. This afternoon, the 5 Points Association unveiled Centennial Plaza. The centerpiece of the location is a bronze statue of Colonel Jack Van Loan. Now, Jack Van Loan is a Columbia resident and a Vietnam War pilot. He survived as a prisoner of war for more than 6 years. Senator Lindsey Graham was on hand for today's unveiling.
Awfully proud to be here, and I can't thank you all enough for being here. We've accomplished a lot, but we've had a great team to do it with.
He's not aged a bit. Looks exactly the same, doesn't he? Well, the plaza also features a fountain and floral arrangements.
Wow, hero in our midst. You might need to hold on to your hat this weekend, John, isn't that right?
Yeah, it's going to be very windy this weekend, especially tomorrow. And tomorrow night, the coldest one so far this fall. All the details right after the break.